Baird for all of his hard work for tonight, and the rest of the Hall of Fame committee, as well as the APTA for this great honor. I feel very fortunate to be included in a group of such talented and passionate people, many of whom are here tonight. First off, I want to thank the Short Hills Club for their efforts in tonight's celebration, particularly Guido Graff, Lloyd Yuko, John Moxley, and Dave Roderick. And I want to recognize the 65th anniversary of this incredible tournament, as well as the past champions who are all here tonight. I wish to acknowledge and congratulate Chris Gambino and Mike Gillespie, who are also being inducted this March. I partnered many times with Mike and Mix, especially in our early days, back when the Pimped tournament was around. And I owe so much of my success to my loving mom, Nancy Mangan, a special person, an APTA Hall of Famer. Promoter of this sport, and I know that she would be so proud of me right now, and I know that we all really miss her. Nanny, as we called her, was always my #1 fan, along with my dad, Big Tom, who is here tonight. My parents gave me the opportunity to learn and play paddle at an early age right here at this great club. My mom and I actually won the Short Hills Club Championship back in the day. Hank Irvine, as you heard, was my fantastic pro, who encouraged me, believed I could be a national champion, and gave me the confidence and skills to fulfill many of my paddle goals. He taught me mental toughness, patience, and above all, good sportsmanship. He was for sure responsible for my backhand volley. But Hank, that being said, I am sure I'm the first Hall of Famer who doesn't own a forehand. My Uncle John Mangan, who has a huge forehand, and also a Paddle Hall of Famer, made the trip here all the way from California. John was an important influence in my achievements. He was my idol as a youngster. I can vividly remember watching him compete here while sitting on the roof of the old Short Hills Club Pro Shop back in the early 70s, hoping one day I could be a champ like him. Thanks for coming, John. Now let's talk about my partners and my opponents. I have played so long that I've partnered with or played against almost everyone in this room. Raise your hand if you have partnered, competed, or been in lessons together with me. But seriously, so much of my success has been having very talented partners, especially the ones who would listen to me and use my many strategies. Use my many strategies, and were willing to watch one more lob go up, or wait while I took one more shower. I would say one of my strengths was picking great partners, with big forehands of course, and getting the best performances from them. I've had so many partners, especially in the numerous New Jersey state women's and mixed titles, that I honestly couldn't name them all. But to highlight a few key partners. Lynn Kafer, who is here tonight. In my early days, my first junior national title, 76, was with my best friend, Crazy Lynn, who also played here at the Short Hills Club. Lynn always needed to wear her lucky Grateful Dead t-shirt and her ripped up jeans, and that never went over well at the country club. Also here tonight, Sarah Krieger, my next best high school friend and a terrific athlete with a killer forehand. Hank worked with us tirelessly, which paid off as Sarah and I won the junior nationals, and then later went on to win my only women's national title in '89. And many years later, we won a 50s title together. It's very, special. My go-to partner for the last 25 years has been my sister-in-law, without whom I would not be standing here tonight. We have enjoyed so many titles together, including the Short Hills Invitational, of 50s titles, several 40s titles, and a year-end #1 ranking. I believe we have been the oldest combined duo on the tour for quite some time. Our combined age now is 111 years. We still try to be competitive within the top 8, playing our old school game. Tonya has been able to put up with me and our crazy Mangan family all these years. She is an amazing player and partner with a big forehand, a better friend, a great sister-in-law, and Tonya, whatever you do, don't drop me now. We have a shot to win the 60s in the neighborhood. And then there is my second husband, John Milbank. Together we have 4 mixed national titles, 1 50s national title, and numerous state titles. John is by far the most physically talented and most mentally challenging partner I have ever. We would often fight on the court like husband and wife, but ultimately we would pull it all together and get the best out of each other. I love you, Johnny. You have always and continue to be there for me on and off the court. One quick story about John and me. There was this one point I remember clearly when we were playing 2 Hall of Famers, Dave Allmuller and Patty Hogan, who were former national mixed champions. We were in Pittsburgh. It was cold and snowy in the semi of Nationals 2001. We were in a 3rd set tiebreaker, match point for Dave and Patty. Dave goes over to hit one of his huge forehands over by Patty's side. I was cross-courted the net, low and ready with my backhand volley position. Dave rifles this perfectly hit ball so clean right at my paddle. It came so fast that I never saw it. So I didn't have time to fully squeeze my grip. So my volley dropped over the net for a winner. It looked like an intentional drop shot. John and I went on to win that match, lucky as hell. Any paddle player knows how much luck can play a part. Actually, I started my mixed doubles career with my brother Tim Mangan, who along with me has probably played the most APTA tournaments ever. Timmy and I have many titles together. Tim, a national champion, is the king of Long Island. He is an unbelievable teaching professional at the Nassau Country Club and has donated so much of his time to the sport for LIPTA and the APTA.
Yeah!
I remember that I won my first mixed tournament with Tim when I was like 14 and he was 17. It was the Morristown Memorial Hospital Tournament, which was a huge event back then. I also remember playing the New Jersey State Mixed when we were young. It was match point for the other team. It was freezing cold and I was wearing this hip 1970s black knit watch cap. My hat was sitting up a little high on my head, and our opponent, Tommy Smith, who was like 6'3", hits his cannon forehand near my head. I wasn't low enough that day. It hit my hat on the way to the back fence. Tim never let me forget that one. And ever since then, I keep very low and never wore another puffy hat again. And finally, my most important partner in my longtime career is my husband of 27 years, Frank Delaney. Although we never won the husband-wife nationals, that's the one title that still eludes me. Frank has been my mainstay all through the years, encouraging, patient, supportive throughout my wins and losses, whether giving me his frequent flyer miles for my travel, taking care of the kids, rooting from the paddle hut, the list goes on and on. After I would complain about not being ranked #1 at the end of each paddle season, he would ask, "You are retiring this year, right?" But honestly, not once in my career has he ever said, "Don't play this tournament or that." He has always been totally behind me. Thanks, honey, for everything. You know how much I love you. My 3 children are here tonight. Zealand, Corey, and Trevor. I really don't need to introduce them, as so many people in this room already know them, as they grew up around the paddle community. Actually, many of you have babysat, carpooled, changed, or fed them while I was playing. We can remember Z as a baby in her little rocker seat in the middle of a table sleeping away, as I was either playing a match or shaking it on the dance floor at one of the many paddle parties. The running joke in town was always, "Where is Bobo now?" as everyone around Chatham was always covering the kids. But I have to give a very special thanks to my sister Sandra and brother-in-law Steve Nessler, who were invaluable in watching our kids when they were young and I was off competing. And a big thanks to my 3 kids who also never complained and always cheered me on. They all enjoyed paddle, especially our annual family Delaney Franksgiving paddle outing. Zealand always tried to help me with my paddle clothing style, to no avail. Corey is right behind me with 6 junior national titles of her own. Trevor is an avid paddle player who we hope is focused on his academics at Gettysburg. A quick Trevor story. I remember playing in the 1997 New Jersey Mixed States. I had just given birth to Trevor on Monday, January 6th, after teaching a full day of paddle. 6 days later, Steve Nickham and I went on to play and win the tournament.
Oh my
We
God.
put tiny Trevor right inside the championship bowl. Another memory, years ago, my brother Timmy and my husband Frank would play Tony and me every Christmas. It was a serious trash-talking, competitive hook fest that Tony and I would usually lose. It became so heated and intense that we had to cancel the annual event.
Not because you were losing.
But as a result, we are all still married. Other key partners who have contributed to my success are Judy Takash, who I've won multiple senior nationals titles with, Maria Manley, Andrea Noyes, Lana the Great Brzova, Patty Hogan, and the stealth Steve DeRose. Thank you all for carrying me for so many years. One special victory I recall was many years ago when I convinced Andrea Noyes to play the women's stakes with me. She was battling breast cancer at the time and going through her treatments and lost all of her hair, and she was incredibly brave as we went on to win. It was remarkable. Physically, I have been incredibly lucky that my body has held up well all through the years to allow me to compete at a high level for so long. I probably hold the record for consecutive years playing in the Women's Nationals. I don't ever remember missing the event from the late 80s through 2015. You'd think I would have won more titles given the amount of tournaments I competed in. But there were so many talented teams who got in the way over the decades. Fulton Tucker, Arie Vian, Hogan Prendergast, Doten Keene, Zink Prendergast, Delmonico Maine, Dora Shea, and the Young Ovas. In closing, people always ask me, how do you keep playing? How do you stay motivated? Do you still enjoy it year after year? The answer is easy. It's the incredible people involved in this sport. As you can see here tonight, the overwhelming support I have from the relationships with many people in this room, the enormous number of people I have taught over the years at the Montclair Golf Club, the Echo Lakers, the Essex Hunters, the Morristown Field Clubbers, to name a few. All of my competitors, the many partners, league players, tournament players, social players, my BMO Bloody Mary Open friends. The list is endless. I truly have so many lifelong friends that I have met through paddle, and I still find it absolutely exhilarating to compete intensely with a partner on a cold winter day in a confined steel cage. What could be better? It would be an understatement to say that paddle has been one of the most important parts of my life and still continues to be. From the bottom of my heart, I want to express my gratitude to the APTA, all the volunteers who have contributed tirelessly to the sport over the years, my partners, my opponents, and all of you here tonight for giving me the opportunity to have such joy and success in this unparalleled sport called platform tennis.
This will go quickly.
Sorry.
I want to thank Steve Baird, the chairman for the APTA Hall of Fame, for Bobo's election into the Hall of Fame. Thank you very much. Starting with our dad. Thank you.
I can't hear, please.
To my brother Tom, his wife Kit Callie, to sister Sandra, husband Steve, their children Phil, Caitlin, Greggy, Allie, and Maddie. My children Brooke, Jack, and sweet Carolina. And my wife Tonya, who has been Bobo's partner for 25 years. There were rumors that Tonya married me so she could play paddle with Bobo. Just stand that rumor. When I asked Tony to marry me, she said yes. Can I play paddle with Bobo and the back end? There are two people who are not here with us that were great fans of Bobo. First, my Aunt Barbara, Marion Petticelli, who passed away back in September. And my mom, the great Nanny, who was a Hall of Fame member in 1996, who never came to watch me play. Who passed away in March in 2012. Oh, you play paddle, Tim? Yeah. But from all of us, Bobo, congratulations. You've been a great sister. Thank you.
The bar's still open, and people that are going to the dinner, it's time to go into the dining room if you're involved in that. Thank you, everybody, for coming.